Hello everyone, back again to do some more work on, well this time I've decided I'm going to be doing just some making, and for you if you want to join me. So I thought I'd make some tags with dried flowers, pressed flowers on them. I've got a variety of cards and papers. This is from the National Trust magazine, and these are various pages from books, vintage books. This is a book about hobbies, quite old actually. I'll show you it there. Sorry if I knock the camera, it's difficult because it's right in front of me. So this, it doesn't have a date on it, but it is, you can see it's the Universal Book of Hobbies and Handicrafts, and it's a fabulous book. It's got so much going on in there. There's even bookbinding. So anyway, I've taken a few pages from this. I mean, look at that, it's basket weaving and all sorts of stuff. So when I got this book, I did actually think that I would use it, you know, to make a new book, sort of repurpose it into a new book. So I may well do that once all the beautiful pages. Oh wow, I haven't seen that before. Yeah, so once all the beautiful pages have been used up, and then just grab these other books. These are some of the other books that I've got. So I've got Introduction to King's English. That's very old as well. Not sure how old that is. Some of them, when they're really old, they don't have dates on them. Oh, this one does actually. So it's 1935 was the last print. So it's 1935, so pretty old. I've got Practical French Course, and this has got 1957. And what I love about this is it's actually got the person who had this book did the writing in it, you know, did some notes in it. So sort of that's really cool. Take that out. So that's more there, and another French book. This one is about the theatre, and I occasionally use pages out of this. I love the colour of it. It's a great, lovely book to use for, you know, collaging and things like that, and the paper is really thick. It's lovely paper. So yeah, so those are the sorts of things I'm using. And then I have some dried flowers here. These are from last year, so they're okay, you know, they've been dried well, but they looking a bit raggy, so I do need to use them up a little bit, and this is the ideal project to use them in. So what I thought I would do is, yeah, just start to make some collaged cards, either journaling cards or tags, and we'll go from there and we'll see what I can make. I was going to do some snippets, but my sewing machine is in the house, and yeah, I need to bring it back into my cabin. So I'll just do that size. I hope I'm still in, it's difficult to know because I just have a look, see how much, yeah, so if I'm over here, I'll try and stay in this area here. I apologise, this is my first making one, so please bear with me, and I promise I'll get better. So I think I'll start with this size. Oh no, actually I'll make it a bit smaller because I don't want, yeah, I just don't want it too big, so I'm just going to take a little bit off, and I'll take a bit off that edge so that I've got a nice, there, that's almost like the perfect size for me, for what I want, and I'll do the same on this one as well, so that I've got two to work with while I'm doing, doesn't matter if they're not the same size, it's just a case of sort of getting them to a size that I'd like to work with. And I reuse those, I never throw anything away really, I'm terrible. That's why my cabin is so messy, because I just can't bear to throw things away. I'm a bit of a hoarder. I think many artists are, it's just the nature of the work we do. And we're always looking for you know, well, we see potential in everything, let's face it. So yeah, I'll just grab something to do some gluing on. So I use this old piece of card here that just move them a little bit. So I use this just to do some gluing on, and yeah, it comes in handy rather than using book pages. So I'm going to do some collaging. So I'll make a start with one of these, and I think actually I think I might use it that way around. So I'll just measure, or maybe I won't measure actually, I'll just fold in half. So I hope everybody's well, and I was going to say it's quite sunny out there because it was really sunny when I came in the cabin, but it's actually looks to me like it's going to rain because there's clouds coming over. I'm just going to fold that over a little bit and then take it off. Again, I never throw the scraps away. So I've been watching lots of YouTube channels and making and what have you. So I like to use Pritt Stick, well, any of these type of glue sticks, because they don't wet the pages as much. So I'm just going to put the glue on here, and then I'll stick the page on there. Oh, hair there. Get that off. Nobody wants a hair. It might be fluff actually. It's probably fluff because I used it yesterday with some fabrics. So I did do some work yesterday in my journal, which yeah, I'm pleased it's coming along. There's a point when I'm making journals when I get a little bit, oh, you know, I sort of think, oh, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like how it's coming along. I'll just fold that over there. Oh, I didn't glue that bit actually. I'll just glue. Oh, of course I didn't, because I glued it on the actual card. Right, so that's got a little bit of page on it, and I think I want some contrast, so I'm going to use maybe one of these, if I can find one that's, yeah, I mean, have a look, something a bit more suitable. That's pretty. I think it's always worth using things like this because you know, there's so much potential in them to just take, sorry, I knocked the camera then, just to take snippets from them, you know. Actually I'll do it like that, and then I can use that little bit as well. Sorry. So yeah, you know, taking sort of little snippets from, I'll take the ends off that, is always a good idea because you see potential then in them. There we are. I'll just throw those away. There's my glue gone flying. The only reason I'm cramped in this space is because you know, I have so much stuff. I am moving in the summer, and unfortunately the cabin can't come with me, so that's staying. Somebody else will enjoy it, but yeah, I mean, I have a big enough space to be able to do things, but I am going to have to downsize a little bit. Oops. I'll fold that over. Right, so I think that's quite nice. Let's have a look. So I will, I can't do it now obviously, but I will, oh, there's a bit of glue there. I will sew around them, I think. Oh, some of them. I don't always sew around the tags. Right, let's choose a flower. Let's choose a flower. That's a nice big one, but I think I'll save that for something else. I'm looking maybe at the daisies. Let's have a look, see if I can. I need some tweezers. No, that's too small. Needs to be quite a big one, I think. Or I could use some fern. That might be quite nice. Is that too big? I actually quite like that. It folds just in the right place, otherwise it would have gone off the page there. I think I'll use that because I quite like it. I'll just... Oh, I like that actually. I do like that. Yeah. Don't know now. No, I think I'll stick with this just because it sort of leads into this area here and I like that. I'm just going to put some dabs of glue on there. I think it can with... Oh, silly me. It was already attached to that. Actually, I'm going to use my other glue. So what I do is I put a little bit of glue onto one of these school spreaders, and then I do tend to just sort of put a little bit on, and this tends to work for me. You know, people have these little bottles. I haven't bought myself one yet. I keep meaning to, but I just haven't got round to it. It's one of those things that's in my mind to do and you know, to buy, and then I just don't get round to it. I mean, oh gosh, there's always something to buy, isn't there, when junk journaling. I just bought a crocodile and other bits, and honestly, it costs a fortune. Right, so let's pop that on there. It will hold it down, I've no doubt, because I've done it before many times. Take the glue off there. So yeah, yeah. I mean, this is not a cheap hobby, as you probably well know. Oh, I quite like that. What I should do is try and fold that back a little bit. Yeah, tweezers would be useful. And just get a bit more. Oh, I've got some glue on there, so I'll just put a little bit of glue there and then stick that down. And I'll put a bit of glue under here as well, just to stick that down as well. There we go. Fiddly fiddly. Okay, well that's presentable, acceptable, quite nice, and it's quite rustic. Yeah, look nice. And I am thinking of doing a herbarium, so I'm, you know, that would be ideal for something like that, but it could go in any journal really. Just make sure it's stuck down okay. So yeah, I do spend a lot of time foraging, and in my foraging then I pick up lots of flowers and plants, and I've got a beautiful garden which I'll be sadly leaving, with loads of plants in, and I grow all my own herbs and things for my apothecary. So yeah, so I have to start a new garden wherever I'm going, or you know, find a space to do it. So yeah, I'm going to leave that for now, let it dry, pop it up there, and I'll do the other one. So I'll do this one slightly differently. This is quite dramatic. I do like that, so I might use that. Just going to move this over a little bit because it's glue, everything's sticking to it. That's the problem actually, better off using book page, aren't you really? Oh, look at the little squirrel, that's cute. I think I'll use that. Cute little squirrel. I mean, you know, the quality isn't brilliant. Oh, See, this is what I'm like. Slapdash Julie. Yeah, quality of the printing isn't brilliant, but you know, as background images are absolutely fine to use. So if you've got one, it's an old one, it's last year's. I don't know if you're a member of the National Trust in the UK. If you're in the UK, oh, see, now I'm going to have to cut that off. I'll just take it off. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Never mind, I'll cut it off. Yeah, National Trust is where, you know, if you're not from the UK and you've never heard of it, you will have an equivalent wherever you live, I'm sure. But yeah, it looks after our historical homes and properties, you know, not just bricks and mortar houses, but also, you know, our green spaces, heritage and that sort of thing, heritage woods, forest, that sort of thing. Right, I'm just going to cut that a little bit off because it's going to be a bit silly keeping it on there. One of the other thing that you'd find out if you watch my videos is that I'm terrible at cutting. Like, it seems like whenever I watch a video of somebody doing some work, they all seem to be terrible at cutting, so I don't feel alone in that. Right, I will use some book page. I think this time I'm going to do it this way around. So if I just measure against there, and then I can fold that. Oh, I didn't realise there was a picture on the back. Oh, I don't want to do that on that one. I'll do it on this one. Yes, choose your pages. Always look at your pages, which I didn't do. Oh, that's nice as well. Okay, so I could potentially use both sides. So what I'll do is I'll just do it up to there. So I'll fold it that line, and that way I can use the writing from there as well on a different project or whatever. Yes, and the National Trust, I was talking about the National Trust. I mean, they really are a fantastic organisation that, you know, look in terms of looking after our heritage properties. However, I don't know if I should go into it really. No, I won't. I was going to go into some politics, but I won't. It's not a good idea on a public channel like this, and it's not what we're about anyway. So, but yeah, we have some amazing properties, and one of them was acquired in Durham, which is near where I'm from. Well, not originally actually, I was from Devon originally, although you wouldn't be able to tell from my accent, but yeah, I was from Devon originally. My parents moved there before I was born, and up to the age of 6 I lived there. And but Durham, my sister lives in Durham currently, and Durham's sort of fairly local to where my mum lived because she moved back. And we used to visit a place called Crook Hall and Gardens. It's a beautiful medieval, well, part of it is medieval house and gardens. Gardens are stunning. It's only a small place in comparison to a lot of other, I hope I'm in, didn't mean to cover that whole thing, but I quite like that. Yeah, so it's not large in comparison to other properties that the National Trust is responsible for, but it's so beautiful. And we used to visit with my mum, my sister, and we used to go fairly, you know, regularly, or we've been quite a few times. I'm not sure that goes there anymore. I don't know. I want something else, I think I want something colourful. See what I've got in my scraps. So yeah, we used to go fairly regularly, and when my mum passed away, we you know, as you do, you sort of look for, well, we looked because she wasn't buried, she was cremated, and so we were looking for a space for her ashes, for ideas for where to put her ashes, and Crook Hall came up, and at that time it was owned by a family, a lovely, kind, gentle family who had looked after the property for those years. I'm just going to go for it with the glue here. Unfortunately, lockdown, as with many properties, caused them some serious financial issues, and they ended up having to close. Oh, that's upside down, I think. No, I think it's all right. So yeah, unfortunately they had to, well, not close, yeah, they closed and they went into receivership, which was really sad. And I don't know, you can imagine that we panicked because my mum's ashes are buried there. And yeah, so we put my mum's ashes into a ground, and then we buried them we put a plant there, one of her favourite plants. She was a big gardener like me. She passed her love of gardening on to me. I think that's okay, I can live with that. Yeah, so you can imagine we panicked, and and then yeah, later on we found out, we were worried that it would go into another private, the hands of somebody, you know, in private, and that they wouldn't allow us to visit. But thank goodness, yeah, like that. It went to the National Trust, and so we were very lucky. As soon as they opened, they allowed us to go and visit, and we went, and maybe at the bottom, or maybe the bottom. You know, it's interesting, isn't it? You do these things and then you don't like them. I don't like it. Let's see. No, still don't like that. Okay, I think I'm just going to put... No, I do need something up here. Just didn't really like it. Okay, I'll see if I've got anything else. Anything like that to work. Okay. So yeah, we visited, and they let us, the whole family went, or my family, my immediate family, we all went and had a lovely time visiting since they took over. And as I say, I don't know if I said, but they allowed us to go in for free, which was lovely of them. Didn't have to do that. I'm just going through some of my bits and bobs. Let's see how about that. I think I should have put that on like that actually, but it clashes a little bit. How about her? No. Okay. A bit of snippet. This is a snippet that I made the other day. Oh, I'm going to cut a little piece off. I wonder if the bird might cut up to there. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned, or if you know, if you watched my video, but I mentioned that I'd made these snippets, and inspired by I think down there, and then I might have to put something there now. God. Okay, which would end up completely covering that up, so I might do this. Nope. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, do I? feels like it's too much. Right, let's try and audition something here. So bear with me because, you know, new to this. I'm not new to making these, but I'm new. I think I'm probably a bit nervous, just because this is my first making video. I mean, that goes, but it sort of drowns it out, doesn't it? You know, you want something a little bit more. No, I do have. See if I've got. Oh, that's nice. That is nice, but again, it's just not right. Let me have a look. One here. Yeah. And why didn't I just do that in the first place? Silly old me. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. That is lovely. Yeah. Okay. Forgot my train of thought now. Sorry, I'm all over the place. As I said, you know, this is my first video making, so I'm a little bit, you know, anxious that it goes okay. So I'm just going to put, I might as well hold it. So I think that is the, yeah. Oh, I'll put that behind. Okay, right. Just spread some glue on like this. Oh, sorry. Can't see me, can you? There we go. Some more glue under there. Yeah, more glue under there as well. Oops. I think some of these are a little bit thicker than, I'll put a bit more glue on. Yeah, some of these are a little bit thicker. They will stick down though eventually. Just need a bit of encouragement. I think I might have. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that just doesn't want to stick, does it? Being awkward. So yeah, thinking about what to tell you. Oh, I'm gonna have to put a lot more glue on there. Come on. If I hold it down anyway for a little bit. And I think I've asked you if you're well. Look at the state of that glue thing. It's ridiculous. It's, it comes in handy though. Oh, it's not going to stick, is it? I might have to use some tape on there actually. So I bought some really nice fabrics again. I just can't resist, and I'm spending far too much. But yeah, I bought some more fabrics, and no. Do you know what? I might end up taking him off because he's not playing ball. Some laces, these things that I bought I could actually do myself, but I just love the look of them. It's a lady who owns the business who I know, and it's called the Linen Garden in the UK, and I recommend having a look at her website. She does she sells vintage and antique, all sorts of different things, and she also uses her skills, her creative skills, to make, you know, sort of enhanced products. So for example, if she's got some you know, beautiful laces, then she makes products from, like, products that you could buy to use in your journals, or just they're so pretty. She sells ceramics, vintage and antique ceramic. She sells beautiful fabrics. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. So I am going to, well, if I snip it off, yeah, I'll snip it off there. Right. And then this just will be a lot easier because I'm going to use some tape, as you do. Because then, you know, in this sort of using floral flowers and plants and things, specimens, you can just use some washi, some of this. I'm going to just, I'll cut that end off there. And I'm sorry if I keep going out of, and then I'm just going to use, I'll rip it actually, that to hold that down. There. Yeah, so the linen garden, and she has linen fabrics, she has beautiful laces and all sorts of lovely things, really, really pretty boxes that you could use, you know, to hold things. They make bags from the fabrics. Yeah, recommend, have a look, the linen garden. I have bought quite a lot of stuff from her over the years. Oh, I like that. I do like that. They're very different, but I do like that. Oh, well, I like them both, actually. Yeah, cool. Okay. How long have I been on? 32 minutes, blimey. Okay, so I'm going to end it here because, yeah, it's probably been excruciating for you, so I'll end it now and I'll do some more maybe tomorrow or at the weekend. But yeah, I hope that wasn't too bad, and I won't ask for feedback. But, you know, it's lovely. It would be nice to connect with you, as I've said before. It would be lovely if more people subscribed, and yeah, so thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and all the best, and I'll yeah, see you again soon. Bye.